Hello and welcome to Market Beat's financial news and analysis. I want to give everyone watching this right now a sincere thank you for tuning in. If you haven't yet, be sure to subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell so you'll never miss a beat. Today, I'm joined by Chris Markoch, and we'll be discussing Costco and why this stock might be the right pick for investors right now. With inflation still at near historic levels, many consumers are changing where they shop. However, Costco stands out as a bulk shopping destination, giving consumers the opportunity to save without having to compromise on quality. All right, Chris, I know, the stock and the store are two completely different things, but I can't help but get I can't help but get a little bit excited when our stock discussion includes a company with a store I'm really fond of.
So you've told me. So what's your go-to item when you go to Costco, Laycee?
All right, well, first of all, I don't know. They have these like little taco kits. I love going down the snack aisle. There's just so many options. Funny enough, my husband will not bring me to Costco. Like literally, he will go on his lunch hour and just won't tell me that he's going because he's like, Laycee, you have to go down every aisle and look at everything. I don't have time for that. But it's just fun, Chris. It's fun.
Fun wasn't a word I described. When I was in my warehouse club days, that wasn't the word I used. It was,
all right. Well, and they're cheap rotisserie chickens or the hot dog meal deal. Don't even get me started on that. I might have to head there for lunch today. All right. Well, let's just get into it, Chris. Why do you think Costco is the right stock for investors right now?
So you started this off by talking about inflation, and I think that's where you really have to start the story. I know that a lot of consumers and investors are probably getting tired of hearing about the word inflation, but the reality is it's going to be around in our economy for a long time. I write about the markets, I analyze the markets, and so I'm guilty of, I can get kind of hung up on the CPI goes down 0.2% or PPI goes up 0.1%. And the reality is for consumers, that's just noise. It's what the price they pay when they go to shop. And that's going to be high for a little while because wages are going to be high and those aren't coming down. And the price of fuel to get the stuff to the store is still high. So that's not coming down.
Yeah.
But the one thing I've felt about consumers for a long time, it's one of the principles that I use when I invest, is that you never really bet against the American consumer because they really aren't that stupid. And already consumers are figuring out maybe three ways to combat inflation. One is that they're just avoiding discretionary purchases altogether. If they're going down the aisle and they're saying that's just too expensive and it's not an item they need, they're just not buying it.
Yeah.
But for the purposes of this discussion, we'll say one thing that's very evident in the data is that consumers are starting to shift to private label brands as opposed to name brands. But as it relates to Costco, consumers are also not just changing what they shop for, but they're changing where they shop for it. Now, that's good for dollar stores, which actually that could be a topic of conversation for us sometime in the near future.
Yep, noted, Chris. I think that might be a good one.
Yeah, but as it relates to Costco, their consumers are going to go there because they have an opportunity to buy stuff in bulk, So they don't necessarily have to trade down to get the items that they want.
All right, but isn't buying in bulk something consumers can do at any time? I mean, like I don't hesitate to buy in bulk at Target or Walmart sometimes.
Yeah, and that's correct. But I guess what I would think is the difference is that when you do something like that at Target or Walmart, for example, you have to consciously think about it. Like I'm consciously doing this. Whereas with Costco, that's the setup. You're buying and you go there, you know the drill.
There's no choice.
You're buying in bulk, whether so that's and I guess that leads me to my larger point is that Costco's been a big winner during the pandemic and it's just never stopped. It made sense that they were a winner during the pandemic because no matter how you felt about the restrictions and the COVID requirements, you were trying to limit your trips to the store, and Costco is just a logical way to do that. You can just go there, you buy in bulk, you don't, okay, see you in a month, see you in, you know, and you don't have to worry about it. But then a lot of people thought, well, okay, once the economy starts to recover, Costco won't do it. Well, Costco actually, I think, had a better year in 2021 than they did in 2020. And then this year, they're still doing well. I just wrote an article, I think it posted on Market Beat this morning, about Costco. They posted their January sales numbers last night after the market closed. And what was interesting is that, once again, year over year revenue was up by like 6.9%. Comparable store sales were up in the US and pretty much all over the world. The one area where they were a little bit lighter was in e-commerce, but then again, they also said that their store traffic was up by like 5%. So I'm like, okay, well, that makes sense. People aren't buying as much online anymore, and they're going directly to the stores. So it's just, you know, they're just one of those stores that they just keep on rolling.
Right.
So,
but in the news, Chris, many companies have been announcing layoffs and the economy is clearly getting weaker. Does that need to be a concern for Costco investors?
So Costco reports earnings in early March. And the one thing that I'll be paying close attention to will be to see how their membership retention is going. So far, that hasn't been an issue. But I would also point out that in 2020 and 2021, despite what was going on with, despite what was going on in the economy, I should say, you had wages were going up and hiring was increasing. Now you're going into an environment where we're seeing a lot of layoffs and wages are starting to flatten, and consumers are looking to tighten their belts a little bit more. So I'll be curious to see how those retention numbers come in.
Right. I feel like we also can't forget about the membership fee. I think it's been a while, if I remember, that Costco has raised the price of that, hasn't it? I don't know. I feel like the membership price hike is becoming a question of when, not if, maybe. Does that need to be a concern? I mean, I know the savings of bulk purchases might be likely to keep people shopping there regardless of a small increase in their membership fee, but I don't know, for some that might not be the case.
So, you know, when we were talking about this, as we were getting ready for this, I did take a chance to look that up. And the last time Costco increased their membership fee was June of 2017.
All right, so it's been a bit.
So it's been a bit, but I also, what I was reading in that was that they have a pattern of, they usually increase their membership fees about every 5.5 years. So if you do the math, they increased it in June of 2017. It says that they would probably be due for a membership increase any time now. That's the bad news. The good news is that the increase would probably only be in the range of about $5. So for most consumers, they're probably going to say, okay, that's fine. I'm just going to renew, because the benefits of shopping at the at the warehouse club offset the $5 increase in membership. But I do think you're raising a good point. If that hits consumers at the wrong time, would they decide that the membership is something that they have to put on the back burner? I don't know. That's why we look at earnings reports.
Yes. All right, Chris, so we want to know, do you think Costco is a buy?
So I don't like to do this a lot, but I'm going to waffle a little bit on this one, just a little bit. So Costco's an expensive stock, not just price. I mean, there's the price of a stock and it trades for over $500 a share, but there's a difference between price and value. And when I say it's an expensive stock, I mean, it's trading for, like, I think I just checked before we came on, it's like 39 times earnings. That's an expensive stock, no matter how you look at it. So if you believe that this market rally that we're having right now will have some legs, and that you're going to be attracting some investors who have had cash on the sidelines back into the market, then I'm going to say Costco's a hold. Now, when I say a hold, I want to be very clear what I mean. What I mean is that I don't think Costco stock's going to necessarily go down this year, but I don't think it's going to outpace what the broader market can do. And I say that because their revenue and earnings are very positive, but they're only expected to grow in about the single-digit range this year. So I'm seeing there's going to be growth for Costco, but maybe not market beating growth. However,
Okay.
if you believe, as some do, I'm not sure where I stand right now, but if you believe that the market is still going to be due for another major correction and there's still more legs down to go in this market, then I'd say Costco's a buy, because you're going to be looking for growth wherever you can get it. You're going to get that from Costco, and you're going to get a dividend to boot. So that's a great place to just kind of hide out again if you're looking for stocks to hide out in, if you believe the market's going to get bearish. So again, I don't like to hedge, but in this case, I think I have to do it.
All right, guys, as Chris mentioned, MarketBeat's analyst ratings are available to you to check out if Costco is a buy. That's just one of the many tools available to you as a MarketBeat subscriber. Don't go at it alone. You can trust our analyst ratings to guide your investments. And for a limited time, I'm giving you the opportunity to try MarketBeat All Access completely free for 30 days. All you have to do is click the link in the description below to get started. I've also included a link to the most recent Costco article from Chris himself. You're going to want to check that out. Before we go, if you've made it this far, leave us a comment down below and let us know your views as a consumer on this one. Is inflation causing you to trade down, or are you seeing past it and continuing to choose stores like Costco for your bulk purchases? Make sure you click subscribe before you exit out today. Your support on this channel allows us to continue to provide you with up-to-date stock market news. All right, that's all we have for today. Thanks for sharing your insights with us today, Chris. We'll talk to you soon.
You're welcome, Laycee. Enjoy your time at Costco.